Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Solis 4G series inverter, I think. Oh, the numbers are over here. A Solis Mini 3000 4G. It goes up to 3300 watts and it goes up to 500 volts input, max 600 DC. So it's not the biggest one you can use in a domestic system. It's not the smallest. It just is suited to whatever size you have. I picked it up yesterday with 2 solar panels. I've been told they're all new and that they were used as display models, so they would bring this out to the house of the customer who would be looking to get a solar installation, and they just see what size it is basically. So I don't know if it works. I think it's new. It's in its aeroboard or expanded polystyrene case, but no box, no instructions, no connectors, which is my issue. My solar system has these connections on it, but I don't have this one, so I have to get inside to run a hot wire, not a hot wire, but just a wire straight in to the AC side to test it. Everything else looks quite straightforward. There's lots of data inputs and outputs. You can run a Wi-Fi stick off it, I think, and stuff like that, which I'll probably never do. But I'd like to see if it works. So I'm going to flip it over. I think I can take off the heatsink to get in. Everything else is sealed. I think it's solid cast aluminium or something. It must have a hole in the front under that sticker. But with 2 solar panels, I got 2 325 watt solar panels, which wouldn't be enough, I think. Well, they might just be enough actually. They might be like really on the bottom. If this will run from 80 volts, they come in at about 41 volts. So it might just be enough to turn it on, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to bung it straight onto my solar PV, which is above me. So up there, I've got about 9 panels. Well, I've got exactly 9 panels doing about 34 volts each. So that should be about 300 volts total at the moment, and there's no sun. Really, it's quite overcast, but still. On my ABB Aurora, it's putting out 47 watts, which is almost nothing, but it means that it's quite a good way to test it, because this is almost off. So turning it on and off, it's not like I'm switching it on in the sun and that. So let's cut this one off now. And it's got a grid failure warning, so that's cool. It'll shut down and then I'll turn off the DC, and I can just plug those plugs straight in. And if I open up this switch, I can just wire in there with a bit of cable. So here it is flipped over. I've taken out the screws. There was 8, I think, going around the back, and this should lift off, but it might be sealed on is my main issue. So I need to get something to jimmy it out. I'll try down in this corner with a little screwdriver. I need to be careful in case there's anything connected here. Yeah, it looks like everything's connected here, so because it's all screwed to the heatsink, which is great. So how can I see what's going on in here? So first impressions from my point of view are that it's all here, which is the main thing. If any of it looked like it was missing a board or that, you know, like it might just have had no backboard on it or something like that if it was a display model. So that's all positive. I need to try and figure out live, neutral and earth on here. So I think the thing to do is just to put it back together, and it looks like I can just get a big driver on there and open out that unit from inside. So I'll do that. I'll put it back together gently. So this is the grid plug that I'm talking about, and it looks like it's just, I can just unscrew that and slide it back in. So these things are all sealed, of course, makes my life difficult. Okay. So I can see now which one's live, neutral and earth. I might mark that on, but I can also just put in a strip connector here, remove this switch, put a strip connector in and run out a bit of twin and earth, I think. Oh, that's good. It's got a part number, so I can maybe get the right part to connect it now as well. And then I've got a bit of 2.5mm, which is the minimum size for this machine, but it'll be okay. So I've wired that together. I'll try and pass this cable out like that. Now obviously there's no restraint or anything there on the cable or anything like that, so this is not permanent installation. But I'll screw it all back together and we've a start made. Like, you should really have a gland and all that there. Not right now. So I've isolated everything. I'm just disconnecting this. Now my PV cables aren't very long, so I'm gonna have to put this up like this. Whoops. On a bottle, balanced up like that. This unit has a PV isolator switch on the bottom, which is kind of good. So if I connect that in, there we go, we've got DC. Then on the other end of that cable, I was going to wire it in to the isolator, but I decided that I could just use this as an isolator instead. This is the safety block. Safety block doesn't really like twin and earth, but it'll do it. And it's of course only 13 amp and it's only on a 1.5. So let's go live on AC, click. And then let's go live on DC. And let's see what's happening. Okay, so AC is live and DC has two isolators, one on here, there, and one on the switch. So, oh, we're getting a red light. We're getting a green light, we're getting a lot of glare, so if we hold it like this, maybe let's get the glare off. Power operation, power 0000. 16th of March 2022. That is today. Its time is off by a few hours. It's about 10:30 in the morning. Let's see what it does then. It's got an alarm. I don't know what that's about. So it may never have been commissioned, and that might be an issue for it. I know how to get in, I got the password for it. Apparently these are all set to a password of 0010 when you get them on startup. Let's see if I can get in settings. Advanced settings, I think I want 0. Oh, no, okay. One zero, enter. Select standard, and there, yeah. G98, I want G83. Oh, there's loads of them, okay. So G83 is the UK one. I think there's, oh, that's the closest thing I can get, okay. So, over voltage grid V1, over voltage times. V2. I don't want to change any of these settings. Okay, enter. Set standard, done. Grid. Grid on, enter. Clear energy, that's to reset the machine, reset password. Power control, calibrate. I don't think I want any of these. Okay. Now, set password. Alarm message, let's see what it says there. Alarm 000. Okay. No grid. I don't know when that was. So alarm 01. PV ISO PR01. That must have been the alarm. Okay, so maybe that's the alarm I could have seen at the start anyways. Okay, so escape from there. Wonder, can I clear the alarm? What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on and off again. PV ISO PR01. Let's see what that means. So looking at the computer then, PV ISO means PV isolation protection. If it's PR01 or PR02, PR01 down here is a negative terminal PV string connected to the inverter. It says it's a relatively frequent problem of the system, which is mainly manifested as the inverter is disconnected from the grid and enters the protection mode. Okay, so it plugs itself out if it detects low indication, if it detects damage on the negative terminal. So that's weird because we know that the string was working just fine on the Aurora, the ABB inverter. So I'll go out and try turning it on and off again. So what do I do then? Turn it off here. Okay, it's off. Turn it off, I'll turn it off here. So it's giving me a no grid, that's good. Turn off the DC. I'm supposed to wait 30 seconds, I think, before I do that, but I didn't. So DC's off, then the machine's off. I'll give it 30 seconds and come back and turn it back on again. So I'm just giving the cables a little push there. That's on. Which one goes on first? Let's just turn this DC on. We're getting something there coming up. Okay, so I must be looking for a grid, probably, if it's flashing green. So there's the grid on now. Let's give me that alarm again, which is weird. It's giving me the same warning there, same alarm. Is it going to give me that error code again? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm going to give up on this and put it back onto this one just to check that everything's going okay. So DC off, DC off, DC off. And disconnect these guys. So now this one's back on and it's flashing power and it's looking for a connection. I don't know what that means, but it's grids in. It's doing its startup checks. There we go. Doing its startup checks, frequency of the grid 50. It's all back on and it's measuring the resistance. 24 seconds, 22. So it should just start. 240 volts. Moves about a bit, but it's pretty bang on. Should start up now in a minute. Again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Clunk, clunk. And it's putting out 0 watts. Maybe it was working, that's come straight up there, 126, which is about right for this completely overcast day. So maybe there's an issue with the negative cable in the machine. That's a possibility. I don't know any more than that. What I could do is set it up with a few panels, about 4 or 5 panels in a string, just set up in the garden, leaning up against the wall, and see if it would start up that way. That's another option. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you later.